In 1971, American television was a sea of safe, predictable sitcoms. Families were perfect, problems were solved in 30 minutes, and no one ever talked about politics or religion. And then, on January 12th, this man sat down in this chair and changed everything. Archie Bunker, the lovable bigot from Queens, burst onto the screen and dragged American television, kicking and screaming, into the real world. This is the story of how All in the Family changed television forever. The 1960s had been a decade of massive social upheaval. The Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, the generation gap. America was a country in turmoil, but you wouldn't know it from watching TV. The networks were terrified of controversy, and their shows reflected a sanitized, idealized version of American life. But one man, a liberal TV producer named Norman Lear, had a different idea. Lear wanted to create a show that reflected the real conversations that were happening in American homes. He wanted to tackle the tough issues, to show the generational divide, and to do it all with humor. He based the show on a British sitcom called Till Death Us Do Part, and after being rejected by ABC twice, he finally found a home for it at CBS. When All in the Family premiered, it was a bombshell. Viewers had never seen anything like it. Here was a main character who was openly racist, sexist, and homophobic. He called his liberal son-in-law Meathead and his wife Dingbat. He railed against hippies, women's lib, and anything that challenged his narrow worldview. The show was raw, it was shocking, and it was hilarious. The network was so nervous, they hired extra operators to handle the expected flood of angry phone calls. And the calls did come, but so did the ratings. After a rocky first season, the show became a massive hit, finishing at #1 for 5 consecutive years. It was a cultural phenomenon. Everyone was talking about Archie Bunker. But All in the Family was more than just a ratings giant. It was a show with a social conscience. It was the first sitcom to tackle issues like racism, homosexuality, women's rights, and even sexual assault. In one groundbreaking episode, Archie's bigotry is confronted head-on when he meets his hero, Sammy Davis Jr. In another, Edith is the victim of an attempted assault, a storyline that was unheard of in a sitcom at the time. The show sparked a national debate. Did it normalize bigotry, or did it expose it to ridicule? Scholars and critics argued, but one thing was clear. All in the Family had opened the door for television to become a forum for social commentary. It proved that audiences were ready for smart, challenging comedy. The legacy of All in the Family is immeasurable. It paved the way for other groundbreaking shows of the 70s, like Me-A's H and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. And its influence can still be seen today in shows that use comedy to explore the most pressing issues of our time. It was the show that proved that a sitcom could be more than just a series of jokes. It could be a mirror to society, a catalyst for change, and a work of art. All in the Family wasn't just a great sitcom, and it all started with one man in one chair in one living room in Queens. What are your memories of All in the Family? Did you watch it when it first aired? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching the 70s and 80s Vault. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the greatest decades of pop culture. See you next time.